Now I really gotta get that tune to extend. Hello everybody and welcome. This is Yaakov Benz, also known as Jake. Jake, also known as Yaakov Benz, here on YouTube. I hope everybody is doing well tonight. It's been a long week, but we are surviving it. It is happening. Hope everybody's doing well. We got a lot to talk about. A lot to talk about. We got some news coming up by other YouTubers, not necessarily will I be. I'm halfway listening. Wow. Kat, thank you for being here. Appreciate it. Tommy Bernard, thank you for being here. Appreciate it. I'm getting the J-A-K. Oh, I'm missing the E. Where's the E, Tommy? Oh, there it is. Interrupted by Steven the Reseller. What's up? Thank you for coming and hanging out tonight. So with all the news of YouTubers going full-time or part-time, quote-unquote, Kat, congratulations on that. That's an extreme achievement. I'm just trying to fix this mic over here, so you might be hearing a little bit of feedback. That's a little better. I think that's good. So yeah, everybody is deciding. That's it. They're going full-time. What is this? I don't know. I'm double thinking it. So I said, you know what? Let me actually go over my budget. Why not? Why don't we sit tonight and talk about it? What it really entails to live in New York City, to be a Jewish person, Orthodox, living in New York City. So now, I want to be very, very clear. With all my circumstances, I am not changing anything. I'm not looking to change anything. I am keeping my Judaism. I'm staying in New York, and I am continuing the way I am. So with all that being a factor, is it possible to still become a full-time reseller? So I also want to say hi to Heidi. Hey, Heidi, welcome for coming out. What happened to my mouse? Oh, there it is. Hey, Heidi, what's up? Thank you for coming and hanging out. Hope you're doing well. Philly Flipper, Paul in the house. What's up? Thank you for coming and hanging out. So, let's talk about it. Becoming a full-time reseller doesn't necessarily mean, in a sense, that we're going to be full-time reselling. I mean, in the sense, yes, that's what it is. But the question goes for entrepreneurs as well. Any other option that you want to put out there? Can somebody do something else? The answer to that is yes, but there's a lot of factors involved. The factors involved is, what's your current situation? Can you handle it? And so on and so forth. I'm a very big opponent of Dave Ramsey. I'm somebody who actually follows the baby steps, and I'm still to this day following, obviously. Keep following those baby steps, and it gets you somewhere. So that being said, my budget revolves around that. Do I pull it to the T and don't have any credit cards? No, that doesn't happen. But I try. Welcoming Angelo into the chat. Welcome. Thank you for coming and hanging out. And Annette is here as well. Thank you, Annette, for being here tonight. I hope you're doing well. So I'm going to open my other screen. I'm not going to really give you guys, I'm going to have to censor this out just a little bit. But I will open my budget just to see exactly what we're dealing with. But bam, picking. What's up? Thanks for coming and hanging out tonight. Hope you're doing well. So I don't know how many people here are full-timers. I know everybody's circumstances are different. My circumstances are very different from a lot of people, because obviously food costs more, tuition cost, and stuff like that. So we're going to go over numbers. Lane Shark Picker in the house. Thank you for coming and hanging out. SSK Promo Ken, thank you for coming hanging out. 2 weeks of Dave Ramsey says no credit cards. And Dave Ramsey says no credit cards. 2 weeks. 2 weeks what? I don't know what 2 weeks mean. And Dave Ramsey says no credit cards. Yes, Dave Ramsey does say no credit cards, but you have to be very disciplined. If you're not disciplined with credit cards in the sense that you know exactly how much you're spending every single time, then of course you're putting yourself into a trap. Thank God I am somebody who's very disciplined. I've played the credit card game for years, and credit card games, talking about numbers and talking about points. Thank God I have a lot, but you know what? It's a game. It's a game that you have to learn how to play. So that being said, I am very disciplined when it comes to credit cards. So that's the only reason I give myself an excuse for it. Is it the right thing? No. And is it the right thing for everybody? No. Dave Ramsey's ways is basically catered to everybody. I can't cater it to myself because I have a different circumstance. Family resellers in the house. Tay just linked you. Oh, nice. Thank you, Tay. And that's why everybody's here. Thank you for being here tonight. I appreciate all you. Kent is in the house. Joe Deals in the house. Thank you for coming to NYC RESELLER. Thank you for being here. 2 weeks until a full-time reseller. Ooh, that's good for you. And I hope it all works. Queen of Hearts, Chanel. Thank you for coming, hanging out. Hope you're doing well tonight. Katie reads, Tay sent you. Well, you know what? I didn't know Tay put out my thing, so send him my thanks if he's not here yet, or he is here. Tay, thank you for putting me out. I appreciate that. That's amazing of you. I appreciate you bringing everybody here. Thank you. I'm debating on a full-time reselling position, so we're doing tonight. I pay my credit cards off every month, no interest, earn points. It's the way to go. I don't follow that part either. I just like messing with you. Thank you, Kat. So yeah, I go for the points. I've learned over the years how to play which card and so on. It's a little complicated. If you want to get into it, we can. I do have a video out there regarding managed payments, eBay managed payments, and the way to actually maneuver a credit card game around it is explained in that video. I haven't gotten any referrals from that, so I don't know if anybody's listening to me on that one, but that's a little bit of what the game is about. Aqua, Girl, and Net. I use my credit cards all the time, but I pay them in full, no balance. That's the way to go. If you're able to do that and able to keep to a budget, there should be no problems. Family resellers, we use credit cards well, rewards programs and travel insurance, etc. On some, use the system. Yes, you got to use the system. You got to learn how to use the system. It's a complicated system, but if you guys don't know, I basically, what did I sign up for? I signed up for the JetBlue card during the pandemic. They had 100,000 points out there. I got that one. And I just signed up for another 100,000 with the Sapphire card. If you guys aren't on it, I mean, you got to be on it. But again, you have to figure it into your budget. And that's where it comes into being a full-time reseller. Where does it hold? I mean, if you have 1,000 items, 2,000 items, like this one over here, and making 70, 80, 90, 100K a year gross, then maybe you have something to talk about. Hence, I'll get into my numbers shortly. Oh, man, I jumped. Oh, did I jump? No, not really. Cool. Good night, Angelo. I work 2 days a week as a sign holder for $12 per hour. Deliver furniture for antique thrift stores with my truck. Work extra TV, movies, and resell on eBay. But my house is paid for. There you go. There you go. Now you feel relieved. No? I mean, rather than having the bill of the mortgage, which I have every month, but again, my mortgage is huge. Yeah. Again, I live in New York City and in an expensive area only because it's the area. It's not the house. Trust me. Live in a semi. It's definitely not the house. Everyone is jumping Kat and Joey now. Paul, thank you for coming and being here tonight. I hope everything's. I'm the same with Kat. LOL, Kat did not quit her job. Kat is working the minimum to keep her health insurance. That's explanatory. And I will definitely get into that as well. Health insurance is a huge, huge amount. You know what? Let's talk a little bit about health insurance. I don't know about you guys, but let's figure out. No, see, I'm rolling her numbers slowly. Okay. So see, Kat's at 140. Okay. Kat, you have an excuse. Period. End of sentence. When it comes to health insurance, let's just take, for example, my health insurance from my last company. My health insurance from my last company, I was paying into it about $85 a month. No, it was a week. $85 a week. $85 a week, about $350 a month. That's normal. But that's only because I worked for the company. So now, once you quit the company, they give you an option to extend your insurance because the next company you're going to work for, you need to wait 6 months in order to transfer over. Luckily for me, it's only 1 month, and I transferred over already, so I'm fine. But if you were to go on to finding out how much does it cost to actually pay that insurance if you don't work for the company, I got something called Cobra in the mail. Tells you exactly what you want to pay if you don't work for the company anymore. They wanted to charge me $2,000 a month for health insurance. And guys, I'm not exaggerating that at all. And on top of that, I have friends who work for companies and are paying at least $1,200 a month. That's just health insurance in New York. I'm not putting anything else. That's just what health insurance is. If you work in the medical field like me or Kat, and we have companies that are backing and they actually put the money into your health insurance as well, you have something over there. So again, I don't know what the situation is in Florida with health insurance. I don't know what the situation is with Obamacare in New York or what other people decide to do. Look, you know what? I could tell you straight out that there are people who don't want to work now. You know why? Because they get Medicaid and they get Medicare and they get so on and so forth and so on and so forth. Why should they work? It's people are begging for people to work these days. Unemployment is paying still. So I don't know. But this is all I could tell you straight out as it is. It's $2,000 if I wanted to pay health insurance. So let's just scratch that. So if I want to be a full-time reseller, let's take a piece of paper. If I could get one out. I have to just ruin this. Oh well. Come on. Piece of paper. I need you. There we are. Piece of paper. Perfect. Let's start with writing it down. So, first expense, $2,000 for health insurance. Because that's a need. Insurance. Perfect. Okay. So, we started it out. Let's continue. Let's see what people are saying in the chat here. No credit cards for me, only debit cards. That's a smart way of going. Keeps me out of trouble. The last time they sent me a credit card was about 30 years ago. I bought the Harley. You know what? Look, it keeps you out of trouble, and that is the way to go. Truthfully, with debit cards, you're able to actually budget yourself correctly. And if you need to be kept out of trouble, that's the way to go. You just went full Jake from State Farm on us. Let's talk insurance. Yeah. I'm not wearing khakis tonight. LOL, pay about $300 per month. Utilities turn 62 next week. First Social Security check comes in September. Woo-hoo. Nice. And you're working like crazy. My opinion, after living... Oh, this is Tommy Bernard talking. I have to start announcing who's talking if people are just watching or just listening in. So Tommy Bernard is saying, my opinion, after living solely off reselling for 2 years with no outside income from a spouse or anything else, if you cannot live off reselling money when you have a job, it won't change when you don't. It's only going to become worse. I don't think it's going to do any good at all. Cobra, yep. Okay. Jake, they don't start insurance for nurses here. This is Captain Nurse Filter talking. That's the standard here. Oh, wow. They don't start insurance from first day for nurse there. No, they don't. They wait a month at least. And I'm very lucky that in my company, they're waiting till the beginning of the month. So I started in June. So my insurance kicked in July 1st. I hope it did. I actually have to call them up and figure it all out now. But that's what I'm into. All right. Cheryl, the reseller, first of all, thank you for coming and hanging out. Hope all is well by you. It is less about you being in and more about the income to expense ratio. Plus 150K in Cali versus 150K in Indiana is a big difference. Yeah. And 150K in New York is probably the same as 150K in Cali. Some people make 250K and are still broke. It's very true. That's why I say you have to budget, and you also have to know exactly what your expenditure on. 250K, I live in New York. If you have 250K, you should be fine. You should not be broke unless you really did some damage for no reason. That's just Cobra. I buy insurance through the marketplace, much cheaper. Yeah, Obama Marketplace is always much cheaper. Cobra is recruiting you. Stay, amigo. Move to Canada. Yeah, right. And wait in line for whatever else you have to get. The Cap Guy. Thank you for coming all the way from Maui. I hope you're having fun out there. Where's Krillin? That's a good question. I don't know, but he'll probably be able to say some information. Hey, Heidi. The guy still doesn't have health insurance. Yes, he does at this point. I hope I do. All right, Cheryl, please don't want to work. People don't want to work, please. You see, this is me reading. Cheryl, the reseller, says people don't want to work because the jobs are shitty. Not because of Medicaid and health insurance. Okay. I work for an insurance company. I could tell you people on Medicaid get everything. Okay? Just keep it at that. And health insurance. The pandemic was the last straw for many people. I hear people with college degrees aren't going to work for pennies. That's the truth. And the people who are going to work for pennies don't want to work because they get everything anyway, so why work? So it's getting bad. All right. So LOL, 150K North Florida, and the woods are a lot. 150K here in Iowa. First of all, Yvette, thank you for coming and hanging out tonight. I'd be living high on the hog. And same a lot of hogs here in Iowa. Okay, so I could tell you that 150K doesn't make it here. All right, 150K in New York City with kids and living a Jewish lifestyle doesn't really work. Nope. Sorry. You got to have work ethic to work. Just saying. Kim, you are right on that. 110%. I've learning it the hard way, believe it or not, because now I have to be disciplined and work from literally this basement. This is my office right now. It's not too pretty, but it's my office, and I have to learn to discipline myself because nobody's looking on my back. People are telling me you have things that have to get done, and they really have to get done, but they're not going to come down my back. Well, they will eventually, but I got to get it done. I think I'm on par with it. Jake, I was a manager for a HUD government housing. You couldn't be more wrong. Housing, NYCHA, I hear. Okay. I worked the projects in the sense that I was a visiting nurse, and on a daily basis, I was in it, and I've seen what it was. And yeah, people would like to live out of it, and the problem you have over there is as many people, they want to quit. They want to I want to live in the suburbs. I want to live a nice lifestyle. Very nice. You want to put your ass to work. Some people, they don't care. Some people do. The people who do care and do work their butts out of it, work their butts out of it. People who don't. It's as simple as that. Yes, everybody has certain circumstances, health, and a lot of different other things play factors a lot of the time. But you know what? Dave Ramsey way is simple said and done. There's always a way to make a buck. It's just how hard you're going to do it to make it happen. That's the way I look at it. Look, a buck is a buck. Yes, you're going to say you can make whatever delivering pizzas. But you have to work hard for it. It's not going to be easy. Yes, some people have it easier. Some people, you could say, okay, they went to college, they have a nursing degree, and they actually get to sit down and do nursing. I hate to break it to you, that nursing degree was hell on earth, literally hell on earth for me specifically. So that's the way I believe. Most important thing to consider when going full-time is your model, able to upscale easily and effectively. You know what? With all this stuff, and Kat had what to prove. Meaning she proved a point in the sense that she's making $140K gross, and making that type of money while being a full-time nurse, then you have an excuse to say, sayonara full-time, my part-time is taken up with my full-time. But it's all in the numbers. It's always all in the numbers. It's possible for me to actually go full-time, 100%. The problem is that I got to prove it. I got to have proof to concept. If I can say that I'm listing 30 items a night, staying up to 3, 4 in the morning, waking up at 6, going to work full-time to 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock sometimes, and actually proving point that I'm making $100K a year just out of eBay and dealing with the shipping and everything else. Mind you, it's not that easy. You know, also keep in mind, I don't think it's offensive or anything, but Kat's a one income. 140 at a one income is amazing. But she also has a helping hand. So that's also a definite thing into it. You always have to know, like, what's the spouse doing? Is the spouse actually helping out within the reselling position, or is the spouse outside of the house working a full time? Because you still have family to deal with. You got kids, you got school, you got house expenses, house things. I have to deal with my Easy Pass now. Trust me, getting hold of them in the middle of the day from 9 to 5 ain't easy. And I need to get a hold of them because they're charging me wrong. I have to go down to the office. I'm going to have to either take off time from work to go down to deal with it. It's what it is sometimes. So you have to always have all this calculation into effect, and it comes down to the numbers. It's what it is. Rebel Junk Aaron in the house. Thank you for coming. Kat, hope the storm weather is okay. Yeah, Kat, I have not been listening to the news. I've been listening to reselling because I had to figure out what we're talking about tonight. And I have been listening to work. So I know that there's a storm coming. I hope all of you in Florida keep safe. It's big stuff going on. Yeah. Kim says, Jake, I've done that type of nursing. Was my last stint as a nurse. Yeah. It's not an easy position to be in, not an easy position to do with wound care and a lot of fun stuff, but I survived it, and I would go back. I'd go back, but I don't know if I'm built for it. Angelo, anybody without insurance, Catholic hospitals like Imani Hates Joseph here in Atlanta is a charity hospital. Best care, whether you have insurance or not. That's very interesting. You see, New York doesn't have that. You get billed. But what I have heard is the bills that they send you, they can't go to collections, but it does affect your credit. I don't know. It's complicated within itself. No damage. Oh, that's good to hear. Very good to hear. Dave Ramsey got you too. Yep. Look, I told somebody this week, I said, I'm a person who actually likes to learn from other people. I look at resellers. Why do I look at Dave Ramsey? Because he has proof to concept. I look at Tay. I look at Kat. I look at Matt. I look at Tommy for entertainment. And a lot of advice. I look at a lot of these guys and I say, look, how do they pull it off? How do they do it? How is Cat managing? How is Matt managing? How is Tay managing? How are they pulling it off? Tay's full-time. Cat's part-time. Part-time is part-time. Part-time picker. Matt's part-time. Everybody has their way of going about. I'm just trying to nitpick everybody's and trying to apply to mine and just figure it out. When it comes to Dave Ramsey, he has proof to concept as to how to be rich, be a millionaire. Okay, I'm not looking to be quadruple millionaire, or whatever you want to call it. But I am looking to have a nice, cushy retirement. I am looking to actually have a side business, if it's going to actually ever take off. I am looking to actually have a family that I could support and actually be okay supporting them and not dead in the water. So, yeah, that's why I went with Dave Ramsey. Cheryl says, I've also been a single mother on a low income once upon a time. No one likes to live in poverty. You have no idea what you're talking about. Sorry, buddy. Okay. I hear that. And there are circumstances. I said it to begin with, Cheryl. Guys, if you don't know, mine and Cheryl's relationship here on YouTube is like, that's why we like each other. Anyways, but long story short here, I did say that there are circumstances. Everybody has their life circumstances, 100%. And I'm not doubting being a single mother on a low income is an easy task at all. But there's a ways to build around. And that's just the way I look at it. That's just the way I look at it. Yes, it's hard, and it gets harder, and that's what it is. It's just what it is. We have to, whatever we were dealt with, we got to deal with. And we have to make the best out of it and the best we can make out of it. You want to stay home with your kid and raise him the right way and so on and so forth. There are going to be sacrifices that have to be made. If I wanted to stay home and take care of the house and so on and so forth, there are sacrifices that are going to be made monetarily. I don't say people want to stay in the situation that they are. Some people hate the situation. Get up and get out of it. Sometimes it's possible. Sometimes it's not. I agree 1001%. But when it is possible, do it. That's all I'm saying. Yes, nursing school was a real challenge. It, for me, was hell. It took me about 2 to 3 times. No, I'm exaggerating. 5 times. It took me 5 times to pass the boards. Okay? 5 times to pass the boards, and imagine the depression between each time. Family Reseller says, sit down and do nursing. Should never be the same in the same sentence. Okay. Angelo, I was one step away from selling plasma or pawning my truck titled during COVID. eBay saved me from having to do it. There we go. Again, circumstances. Pandemic was a circumstance. We're coming out of it. Hopefully. Cat the Nurse Flipper, it took me 2 years of consistent pushing and reinvesting to feel comfortable going to part-time nursing. You know what? I tip my hat to you. I have no words. I don't know. I'm trying to learn how you pull it off. USPS rates go up in August. Yay! We're very excited about that. It's easy to judge from outside. I am not judging. I lived it. I've seen it. Now I work to help people out of it. Do your research. You know what? I don't know what you do to help people get out of it, but whatever you do, that's amazing. That's amazing in a sense, because you're doing it. And I don't even know what it is to help the people do it and get out of their situations, but That's amazing in itself. I'm not trying to judge everybody. I'm trying to tell you that there is a way. If there's a will, there's a way. That's just a saying, and I think it is. It's just the way I hold. Trust me, I'm not a millionaire, and trust me, I'm not making hundreds of thousands of dollars. I'm just making ends meet myself here, and trying to help people out in a sense, showing them that there is a way. There's reselling, or I don't know what else, other things to do out there. But I'm just talking out of the way I feel, the way it is. Oh, I'm jumping here. Yvette, I went back for my RN 35 years ago when my kids were 6 weeks, 2 years, and then you aren't kidding. It was hell. Holy shnikes. That is hell. That is hell. And here, your cat says, LOL, Yvette, yes, my older was 5 and 7 when I started nursing school. Yeah, it's definitely quite a challenge. Nursing school was not an easy task. All right, Tommy Bernard. First problem is looking at gross numbers. Take 50% off the top for investment, taxes, fees. You have small piece for bills. You need to make way more reselling than working to live the same lifestyle. And I agree. 100%. Yeah. Chosen good resellers in the house. What's up? Thank you for coming in and out. Hope you are doing well. Hope you're feeling well. Hope you're better after the hospital stay, and hope you're doing good. Prayers out to you. I got Cheryl worked up. Cheryl's gonna defriend me and unsubscribe. It's okay. It happens every week. We go at it. It's fine. It's fine. I have no problems. Life and fair or easy. But life can be good. Never give up. All from Kim. And Kim, all true sayings. Family, resellers. COVID was good for me. Government payments to sit at home and list was awesome part of people dying and businesses failing, of course. Yeah. You know what? COVID for me was interesting. Monetarily. I'm not talking about everything else. We're going to talk monetarily here. I was a visiting nurse at that point, and being a visiting nurse in the field and dealing with the problem of almost catching COVID 1,001 times was a challenge in itself, but my income was steady still, which is great. That being said, here's something to ponder a little bit. I have high expenses here in New York, right? Really high expenses, which eventually we're going to get to. Now, that being said, I need to make an income in order to support my family. So I didn't meet the government threshold for getting those paychecks, those stimulus payments. Fair, because I'm working. And that's okay. But I have people, friends, who lost their jobs. And they're reading it off your last tax return, and the last tax return, they literally made it better, and now they lost their jobs because of COVID, and they weren't qualifying for stimulus. Don't ask me how that works, but that's our lovely government. I'm going to push you on this, Jake. Go for it, Cheryl. I'm up for it because I hate this poor people are lazy stigma. Okay. I don't think they are. Asking a poor person to come from poverty is the same thing as asking a middle-class person up from several income levels. So when you become a millionaire and tell people to stop being poor. Okay. So what you're saying here is basically that asking a poor person to come out of poverty is the same as asking a middle-class person to go up several income levels. Okay. Now, let me ask you this. A poor person out of poverty, let's take, for example, I'm going to give you the standard person that I'm talking about. Health issues are off the table. Okay. Let's talk about a normal person. Okay. So not psych, not health issues altogether. Has a normal family standard. You're telling me to tell them who are living, let's say in the projects, let's say in NYCHA, New York housing. You're telling me that I can't go and tell them to get a job when there are a lot of jobs out there right now. Well, I'm only going to make $100 a day. Okay. You start somewhere, you build it up. All of us did, and all of us do. I mean, yes, there are those extenuating circumstances, health issues, disabilities, single parents. Yes, there are, and those are issues. And there are a lot of family issues that are involved. There are a lot of psych issues that are involved. A lot of different issues, a lot of different possibilities. But somebody who's normal and able to, and don't have those things, then you know what? Telling a middle class person to go up several incomes is telling a middle class person to work his ass off. That's the way I'm looking at it. But again, you do have those disabilities and stuff that it is what it is. Now, I'm not saying I don't donate. I'm not saying I don't give charity and help people out and do as much as I can. I do as much as I can. I may not show it. I may not preach it because obviously it's what I do. It's personal and so on and so forth. But there are situations that people are able to get out of it. All right. Some people are lazy. Some people aren't. Anytime picker. Shalom uvracha. Hope you're doing well. Jake done pissed Cheryl off. This is the longest I've seen her go without flirting with someone. Cheryl, but we're good. I'll stay subscribed. I love you. Oh, thank you, Cheryl. I appreciate that. Thank you for staying subscribed, even though we go at it. And I don't mind going at it every week because everybody has different ideas. Everybody has different ideations, whatever you want to call it. And you know what? We all live in our certain path, and that's just what it is. Again, I said I'm Jewish. I keep to my religion. I keep kosher, and I have certain expenses that I have to meet. And that's just the way I am. Not pushing myself on you guys at all. I'm just telling you, this is my situation. And I'm planning to keep by it. I'm not planning to change it. So let's see if I can become a full-time reseller in that. Yvette says, I can relate, Cheryl. When I went for my LPN, I had 2 little kids and lived off $450 a month. Wow, from child support. No help from family for a year. It wasn't a government program. If it wasn't a government programs, we wouldn't have survived. Extremely circumstances, and I hear it. And you know what? Thank God for the government programs, but Cheryl, I wanted to know one thing on what you're doing specifically. You said you're helping people to get out of it. What are you doing specifically to get out of it? Because I'm very interested in that. Evelina Flips. Annie in the house. What's up? Hope you're doing well. Thank you for lurking and being around. Family Reseller says, my retail job offered us 5% more as a danger pay. Meanwhile, they were making 30% more in profit. What a joke. Yeah. You know what? That's the problems with working for a company versus being an entrepreneur and working for your own company. Hence being a reseller versus not. I'm working for a company that makes millions and billions, not billions, millions. They do make millions. And they're non-profit. So it's going back into the company. I at least hope. You don't know. But that's the deal with that. Amen. If you can't find work these days, it's on you. Thank you, Kent. I agree with that. making another $20 at family resellers, making another $20 a day reselling to get out of poverty is way easier than doubling your income as a middle income earner. I hear that. Hold it down, Jake. I'm about to check out the game. Oh, I'm trying to hold it down. I'm trying to be here. Katie, I used to be a single mom. Okay, I lived in a car. I made $7 buy groceries for a week. I had a lot of friends that milked the system and chose unemployment. I worked my ass off to get off food stamps. And you know what? That's just the way it is. It's the way the world works. And there are events that bring us to certain circumstances in life, but you have to work your ass off. There's no way around it. Whether you like what you're doing or you don't like what you're doing to begin with, you gotta work. That's what it is. Family resellers, I want to find a click. You speak on Dante. They sound fun. Wish me luck. Good luck. Tommy, there's a generational welfare. Generational welfare. That's a problem. I see it all the time. Parents teaching kids they can live off the system instead of working. Yes, that's a big problem. Vast difference in those who want to better themselves. And you know what? That's a huge problem. And I agree. And that's why I am here telling you, as jumping into reselling or jumping into so on and so forth, if your numbers don't check out, there are problems. And I'm sure and I hope that everybody who jumped into it ran their numbers very well prior to doing it, because we don't want people having problems. Kind of like the child credit payments. Katie, some folks are trying for better. Others are complacent in their situation. And there is a lot of people who are complacent in this situation. That's what I'm trying to talk about. And don't have a drive for more, period. That's a problem, because that's where our tax dollars are going. And when I see a check in the mail, yes, New York has income tax. So we get it up twice, rather than in Florida, you don't have that tax. I have a check that literally cuts in half every month or every week. No, I get paid bi-weekly. So twice a week, every other week, I have a half a check. Why? Because of taxes. And sometimes going to the complacent people. And that's what pisses me off sometimes. But we can't do anything about it. It's just what the system is. If the government wants to help out, and they do well helping out, I got to take a drink. Then we got to bite the buck sometimes. Yvette, Jake, I love you, bud, but need to agree with Cheryl. Okay, no problem. Often, poverty is environmental and cultural and learned behaviors. Okay. Yes, and yes. I agree with those three statements. And it's something that you have to actually get people out of. People have to realize the learned behaviors are able to be changed. Culturals, I hear, but cultural behavior to live in poverty, I don't know. Then you're not striving to come out of it. Then you're complacent in your situation. Environmental, we live in the United States of America. I think that we could all agree in the sense that we all have, well, some people are from Canada here. So the Canadians also, we have what to say that our environment right now, we have work available. Thank God. You know, yes, we're post, hopefully, COVID. I don't know. Sometimes it's hard to change lifelong generation behaviors and mindsets. It's very difficult. I got a drink. Oh my gosh. Sometimes it's hard to change lifelong generational behaviors and mindsets. Yes, it is. But it has to be changed. I'm sorry. There's no other way to it. People are going to just live in poverty and just mooch off the government? I don't know. Oh, man, I'm really behind here. Okay, Cheryl. I am part of two groups, Poor People's Campaign and Common Grounds. If you really want to learn about some income disparities, government assistance guidelines, and red tapes, DM me. I'm actually going to DM you because I'm interested to find out what's out there. Always trying to broaden my horizons there. Anytime. Jake makes millions on the side. He just doesn't want to talk about it. Yeah. You saw my eBay account, okay? I make millions off of eBay, selling 190. What am I at? Oh, I sold a game today, guys. I sold a game for $16. Really a millionaire. Let's see. How many items do I have listed on eBay? 189. And by the way, if I was a millionaire, I wouldn't be here talking to you guys. Sorry. It's just the way it is. I wouldn't have started here, period. I needed some outlet. Angelo, yeah, I know of fathers that put gold rims on their cars but don't pay child support. Okay. That's proven point. The concept. Jake found a topic to bring people back to his channel. You know what? It's all in the title. It's all in the title, Paul. I'm learning. I am learning. Guys, if you weren't here last week, it was a depressing week for me. I was about to jump. Literally about to jump ship. Katie reads, yes, generational welfare and learned poverty mindsets and behavior. It's all in the mind sometimes. Sometimes I don't want to piss Cheryl off either. I understand that. It's all in the brain. Sometimes I just want to sit back and watch a movie. I didn't list half the week because I binge watched a show. I hung out with my wife. I ate dinner normally and I went to sleep at a normal time. If I wanted to make the hundreds of thousands of dollars that people claiming to make on eBay, you know what? I would sit my butt down and list. I'm complacent in my situation that my income and my wife's income pay the bills now. What's going to be in the future because of tuition? By the way, let's just hit on that. Jewish school tuition. Jewish school tuition builds up just quickly from anywhere from about $6,000 per year to about 10. Then it hits about 20 for a little bit per kid. So right now, I'm going to put my bill out there is about $25,000 a year. Now, cultural, we have to say that that's my situation. That's what I'm in right now. And I choose to be in it 100%. But we're going off if I could actually become a reseller here. So we're working off my numbers. So I got to add it to the calculation. Let's just do a quick calculation because I don't even know what it is per month. I just look at it yearly. 25K divided by 12. All right, it's another 2,000. 2,100 just about. $2,100 on tuition. This is fun. Guys, also keep in mind that luckily there is a program and there are some programs that are able to actually take the money pre-tax for the tuition that I pay only up to a certain percent, but so on and so forth, and not for all the kids. Complicated. And also the schools do help out parents who really need that help, and it's very expensive. That being said, right now, that is my current bill, $2,100 a month on that. So we're at $2,000 for health insurance if it was to be, and $2,100. So we're already at $4,100 a month. See where we're going with this? I didn't even add food to the mix yet. Food, entertainment, miscellaneous. I got a whole budget sheet, people. Cheryl says, the funny thing is when I was poor, I worked rings around my middle-class coworkers. I didn't have a car. I walked, and I was tired before I got there, but still put in the hours. It takes years. I'm not saying it doesn't. look, nobody ever said it's easy to make money. If somebody said it's easy to make money, like those gurus on YouTube who say, I made $3,000 on Amazon. Check out my Lamborghini. Guys, it's not easy to make money. I'm sorry. There's no quick fix unless you win the lottery and then you're in other troubles. It's just what it is. It took me years to pass nursing school. Okay? A ton of work, ton of sacrifice on my wife's part, big time. I was newly married. To become a doctor, it takes 8 years. And the first 8 years, you're making about first 4 years of med school, then another 4 years of residency. No, it's 16 years because it's 4 years bachelor's, 4 years med school, then another 4 years residency. In those residency years, after 8 years, you're making about $35K a year. But after that, they're making close to $500K a year. Yes, it's a lot of work, a lot of time, a lot of energy, a lot of sacrifice. It's not easy, and it's never going to be easy. It's just what it is. Depends on which set you're trying to get into. I don't know what that's referring to, Tante, but you're talking to family resellers. All right. Oh, man, I jumped. Should I just skip half of this? I don't want to skip half of what everybody's saying. Tommy Bernard, I'm not making a blank statement. There's always extenuating circumstances. That's the word I was looking for. Thank you, Tommy. But I also see over and over people want the better for their kids, and they had. There is some that don't. There is true, 100%. I'm a first-generational college graduate. In my childhood neighborhood environment, no one owned their home. I had zero family support. I like to take all of you have a job. I'd like to take all you have and drop you in that situation. Look, Cheryl, I'm not saying that I had it the hardest. I can't imagine what you went through. Okay? There are people who go through crazy situations. The idea is to build themselves out of it, and it's possible. It's been proven over and over. It's possible to build yourself out of it. Unless there are extreme circumstances like disabilities. You see? This is how Kat does it. She listed 5 already. That's my weekly listings, by the way, Kat. I listed 5 this week. Forget about it. My new job is running me for... Forget it. Yes, Tommy Bernard. Patience is something that has been a bit of a struggle in my family. I have really tried to be a patient person to others. Some days it's harder than others. That's Vinny, by the way. Welcome. Thank you for coming and hanging out with us tonight. It's the truth. It is the truth. Larry in the house. Thank you for coming and being here tonight. Hope all is well by you. Trying to get down so we could start seeing what we're going on. 4,100 house payments and on 4th cardboard box. 1 block up the street. Cheryl, Katie, it's all good. I don't think you are all making the stereotype of welfare queen the majority, when in actuality there are in minorities. That's true. Most people on government assistance work. That's a fact. Okay, I hear that. And most people who are on welfare have crazy circumstances. I mean, some don't, some do. There are welfare queens out there. There are, and you know what? A lot of the times they're the younger generation. Because what happens, as you said before, they get born into it. And getting out of it is not an easy task because they're complacent in their situation. Right? Nothing is easy. That's the truth. Here, Kat, I've been working 2 jobs and had a side hustle since I was 14. It's not easy. I grew up in lower middle class, and then my dad's eyes was put out by a nail and had nothing. I have known both. There you go. And Kat's building herself out. It's just what it is. There's nothing to it. It's just work in order to make money, in order to make ends meet, and that's it. Tommy sold Pop-Tarts in pre-K. I don't think I was pre-K. I sold chocolate in about 8th grade, and I got kicked out of school for that. Believe it or not, yes, I got kicked out of school for selling chocolate because I was stealing money from kids, apparently. Then he says, not even in the hustle business, just life in general. Oh, man. Gary Vee was selling spiked lemon at 13. I didn't know that. That's interesting. We all had it bad, but someone else had it worse. There's always worse. There is always worse. Yes, Cheryl says, my point is that you can't have expectations for people you don't start where you did. Okay. I used to judge my middle income classmates because I thought if I started with that, I'd be effing rich. You know what? I agree. And a lot of the politics today, if you could see it, actually has to do with that. A lot. People think that other people have it better because of their situation. No, sorry to break it to you. We all have the situation that we're dealt with, and we got to deal with it. This is why I only talk about sexy things, because real topics, time-consuming, and intense. I love it being intense. It's fun. I enjoy it. All right, let me open this budget sheet here. Ooh, May. May's good. All right. So we broke it down here. We said that first off, we have health insurance. If I was to become a full-time reseller over here, I'm going to need to have health insurance. If anybody could prove me wrong on the $2,000 budget, you know what? Let me come down a little bit just to be. I'm gonna bring it down to $1,500. We're gonna bring it down to $1,500 for health insurance. I think that's normal. Normal insurance. Tuition, I have to keep at $2,100. That's just what it is. Internet, $44.99. I'm just gonna go through this. Mortgage. Okay. Yes, I don't live in a kingdom here, people. I don't. So don't think that it's crazy. Hold on. Let me just catch up on this chat now. It's running at me. Larry says, Jake, it's okay to work a regular job and do eBay on the side. I think Kat, Joe, Philly Flipper are great role models on how to do them both. I agree. And I look at them, and it's very possible. And it should be a good idea if you put your ass to work and do all the stuff you need to do. Hence, Kat listed 5 things in about an hour. You gotta work. You gotta work. It's very possible. Part-time is definitely an option. I'm just trying to figure out exactly what it'll actually cost me if I wanted to be a full-time reseller. Okay. This horse is so dead. He isn't coming back no matter how much we beat it. We can't. Can we get math by Jake? I want to see oh shit face at the end. Yeah, oh shit face is pretty bad. Everybody's saying hi to each other. There we go. I'm doing the math. And there's my 10:30 alarm as it goes off every time. All right, perfect. Let's do this. Okay, so $44.99, we got internet. Mortgage. All right, mortgage. I got lucky in the mortgage situation. Why did I get lucky in the mortgage situation? Because I bought my house when the market was low. Now, when I'm saying when the market's low over here, we're still talking extremely, extremely expensive in everybody else's field. Hence, when I hear that a house went for $200,000, my mouth drops. And the gorgeous house went for $300,000, my mouth drops even bigger because my house, which is semi-attached, 3 bedrooms, basement, nice, decent size, I think, personally, for me, went for $420, and that's not what it's worth now. What it's worth now is about $6, and if I were to have to move out, I would have to buy another house for around $6. So it's not really worth the idea of moving out. Anyways, long story short, I'm not planning to move out. My mortgage right now, I also got a low rate, so that's good. Is at $2,008.75. It's my exact mortgage. $2,008.75. I did have some money put down, savings and wedding money and a lot of work and so on. So that's where it's at. And we're just up to 6,000. Okay. Between water, National Grid, which is gas, and Con Ed, which is electric, the budget's at 150. It's about 300 for both of those, and about 70 for that. So we're talking about 370. Okay, so 370 on utilities, and we have $44.99 on the internet. I'm not doing any TV and so on and so forth. So Meta, I see you coming in. What's up? Thank you for being here, man. Long time no see. Hope all is well. KY, cost of living for the win. Yeah, you're right, Kayla. Totally. Thank you for coming and being here. Hope all is well by you. Yes, cost of living elsewhere is, but I am in my situation and not moving from my situation, so we're working out my stuff. Sorry. Okay, fine. The house you buy at 6 will be worse than what you have now, and you'd have to waive the inspection. Yeah, I'm not even getting there. Jake, you just need to move to Ohio, Michigan, and then you can become a full-time reseller. It's much cheaper than living in New York. That's true. I give it that way, but I have situation. My father-in-law lives here. He helps out a ton with the kids. My wife has a good job over here. She has friends. I have friends here. Yes, I have you guys on YouTube, so you guys are portable anywhere. But those friends are not. So we're complacent in our situation. We're not really looking to move out. And if I was to go full-time, I'm still not looking to move out. I'm still looking to stay. Hence, this numbers has to work with a full-time reselling gig. It's just the way it's coming out, people. Cameron, welcome. Thank you for coming and hanging out. My mortgage is about half that, bro. Damn, you gotta move. Yeah, I know. My first job, Angela, my first job for Gypsies at 14, we passed out flyers for crystal ball readings. Oh, wow. Included a lot, and it was lunch and delicious, but they had a monkey that would try and steal it. That's pretty cool. All right, we continue going on. Yes, vet. Holy cow, 2,000 covers my entire monthly bills. I'm not even scratching the surface, vet. I ain't even there yet. I have to hit the Easy Pass bill. Hold on. All right. Miss Flips in the house. What's up? Thank you for coming and hanging out. Hope all is well. You and by Josh. Hope you guys doing well. All right. You guys chat among yourself. I got to do this mudging here. All right. Easy Pass. All right. My Easy Pass bill did go significantly down because I don't travel to the city every day. Guys, just to get an idea of what it costs to live, okay? The Verrazano Bridge Okay, let's give you some geography here. Staten Island, where I live, is surrounded by 3 bridges. We are an island. The Verrazano, the Goethals, and the Outer. I think that's all of them. And the Verrazano goes to Brooklyn. The Goethals and the Outer both go to Jersey. Different parts of Jersey, depending where you're going, where you want to go. Anyways, long story short, on Tommy Bernard's channel, a lot of Josh was on this week, and he spoke about the GWB. GWB was about $10.50 to cross it. So yes, guys, $10.50 a day to just cross the bridge. The Verrazano Bridge, with no joke. Okay, we're gonna do, and I'm gonna show you. Let's do it this way. Hold on. Share the screen. Share screen. Share screen. Share screen. Share. There we go. Let's go to Google real quick. This is just a quickie. How much does it cost to cross the Verrazano Bridge? Oh, first one. Let's do it. Okay, that's RFK, Hutchin. Okay, that's not the Verrazano. But just look at the RFK. Okay, you have to have Easy Pass because otherwise you're paying that amount. Tolls and tunnels. Let's do it. Oh, Verrazano also. Oh, this is a one-way. Yes, this is a one-way Easy Pass. This is a one-way This is one-way tolls by mail. So yes, I was right in the sense. It does cost $20 to cross both ways going there and coming back. $10.17. It's over $20 unless you have Easy Pass. And if you do have Easy Pass, you are paying $6.55, which it comes out to about $12 crossing both ways. So yes, cost of living here fits into that category as well. Just look at the tolls that we pay. And they're looking at congested pricing, like actually pricing us for just walking into the city, which I think is nuts, but whatever. Let's keep that on the side. The fact is that it costs a lot of money. Easy Pass, my wife does cross the Verrazano both ways every day to get to work. I have it budgeted now at $500 only because of what it was, and my bill was actually $730 last time. But that was only because I was crossing the GWB on a constant to get to work. So now we're only talking about half of that, quarter of that. I'm going to put it at $250. Easy Pass at $250. Now, one thing I've learned is you always got to plan for an emergency. Ooh, groceries. Groceries went up this month. Okay. You got to plan for an emergency. Meaning that you got to put money on the side in case a car situation comes up. So I'm not even talking about those parts of my budget right now because we're just talking about what it's going to cost paycheck to paycheck. But yes, in my budget, I do have $50 a month. Did I hit it? Yeah, just about $50 a month going on the side to pay for a car emergency. And you know what? Not even that. A car emergency in a sense would be, what do we mean car emergency? You have gas, which is right now budgeted at $6.50, which we're going to actually come down to because I'm not driving. I'm home now. My wife's car, I'm going to bring that down significantly. Let's pull the $6.50 down to $1.50. I'm pulling that down because obviously I'm not driving to the city and it's not costing me $650 in gas. But you have oil changes to the car. You got maintenance. Hence, I put about $50 a month on the side for that, whether it pays it or not sometimes. It's a miscellaneous. Miscellaneous fund is the last fund you want to talk about because that is basically everything else you spend on. Anything you buy on Amazon, anything you buy on eBay. That's not for your reselling business because that needs a separate account. So that being said, let's leave that aside. Phone bill. Now, I told you circumstances. I have a very helpful father-in-law. helpful in the sense that he has a family plan. So I jump onto the family plan. And instead of paying $200 to $300 on a cell phone, I'm paying more like $60 a month on a cell phone. Because I'm part of the family plan. So I'm putting in as the $60 for the phone. Oh, hold on. I have to mark this down. Phone, gas, $250 we said was Easy Pass. This is mortgage. This is internet. What was the $375? I'm already losing it. Oh, that was utilities. That makes sense. All right. Let me just check what the chat's going on because I don't know how to multitask. Karen came in the house. Thank you, Karen, for being here. Hope all is well. My property taxes are out of control. I totally feel you. You know what? New Jersey is nuts when it comes to property tax. I'm actually lucky here in Staten Island. It's mad low. But the difference is that you can get a property for much cheaper in Jersey, but you're going to be back paying it with your taxes. The same situation is in Long Island. If Krillin decides to come in here, he can tell you how much Long Island decides to charge for their taxes. It's nuts. When I say it's nuts, I'm talking about $25,000 just in taxes a year. Just for property tax. That's what it is. Jake, just make a video regarding all the high prices in New York and send me a link. Send the link to Governor Cuomo. Yeah. Yeah, right. Governor Cuomo, if anybody gets that. Reselling reseller $2,000 a month. I could live like a king on that. Yeah, it's New York. Unfortunately, that's what it is. And I can tell you right now, I've done all the calculations, but this is the calculations I'm doing just to be a spoiler on just my current situation. My not actual, all planned added up is $7,101.28 per month to live, to put maybe a few bucks away, and to pay tuitions. That's what is the planned. That's the budget. So, yeah. But we're talking about just going with the basics here and not going and putting money away and just putting stuff aside. Guys, I'm also going to have to put inside, you're not going to like this, but I'm actually going to put inside holiday. I don't know if anybody know, but Jewish holidays are expensive. Very expensive. You got Passover, you got Rosh Hashanah, you got Sukkot, you got all these different holidays. And when I say a holiday, I'm talking about meal after meal after meal. Imagine your Christmas meal or your Thanksgiving meal times 4 or times 3. Oh, and by the way, it happens every Friday night and Saturday morning. So those meals cost. Hence, our grocery bill is, well, it was for the month of May. Where was it? I had it over here. Oh, $1,201.69. I can't remember if there was a holiday in there. There should have been. One holiday, which lasted about 2 days. I budget for it about $650. So we're going to take that and we're going to put that in, $650 for groceries. I'm going to not add to holiday because I have the $650 for groceries. I did speak with my wife. We're going to have to up that anyways soon. So I'm still keeping at that. Just, yeah. GW 1650 cash, 1370 peak, Easy Pass. Yup, that's what it is. If you have to pay more every day, just move, leave your house. You're in prison, bro. Move. It depends. It's a situation that I'm in that I have looked into moving elsewhere, and right now the situation doesn't pertain to it. Hell, I wouldn't call it. A lot of money and a lot of work. That's what it is. I'm Italian, born in New York. I live in Atlanta. If I hit the lottery, I would love to live in New York City. Driving around New York City gives me major anxiety. Oh, trust me, I know what you mean. Angela, you're much better off where you are. New York City is not the same. Anytime picker, Jason, we got the point. I have been in New York many times. My brother used to live in Brooklyn for almost 15 years. It's crazy there and expensive. Brooklyn has $1 million houses, and that's really the properties that you're looking at. And I'm not even joking. I don't even know how. I don't even understand sometimes how people live over there. Car emergencies, like the time you were watching YouTube and missed the merge lane, and yes, that's exactly what happened. Or the time that my car broke down on the road, and so on and so forth. That all happens. It's so hard to comprehend. I can drive anywhere in Iowa, and it costs 2.89 cents a gallon of gas. Actually, it's $3.19 here. Last I checked. Yvette, right? Gas here in MD is $2.93. It takes me 5 minutes to get to work each day, and I am incredibly grateful. I'm also grateful that I'm actually sitting at home now and working it. Current's property taxes are cheap. Yeah, because I don't even know if it's, well, yeah. We know why Curlin's property taxes are cheap. Let's leave it at that. I used to live in somewhere, Erdendale, outside of Des Moines years ago. Gas is $2.84 here and $3.49 downtown Atlanta. Damn. His mom charges him, Tommy. Oh my gosh. Poor Krillin. Okay. With all the traffic that goes from Staten Island to Manhattan or Brooklyn, paying for those bridges and tolls, you make about $2,000 a month paying for all those tolls every day. Yeah, forget the traffic is nuts sometimes, especially in the morning. You got to know how to get around it. My property tax around here is $500 a year. Holy smokes! No, I'm paying about between five and 10 averages, depending on how they do their estimates, the house worth and whatnot. That's why I kept saying, Cameron, no one gonna remember what religion we're in when we go in the ground. Okay. Damn, I literally can't afford to be Jewish. LOL. Do you get sent to hell if you can't afford your religion? No. And there are a lot of organizations that help out. I have to say, as much as I could tell you people need to work and costs and so on and so forth, no. I mean, there are a lot of organizations that help out. There are a lot of ways to get food around New York. There's a lot of governmental help around here. That being said, there are also people who work their asses off to make it ends meet. We're already going to the party hell anyways. Lived there in 1971. Don't remember much about it except from the show, the corn in the show. I'm not trying to burn, bro. I don't even like 90-degree weather. Oh, I love the 90-degree weather. That's why Cheryl wears total opposites. That's religion welfare. Ah, that's a good point. That is a good point. And you know what? It's problematic. Another topic. But I want to finish this topic here. Hold on. Let's get going. Why do I have $6.50 down here for? What did I say? I said that was groceries. Ay, my gosh. Debt we're not including because I don't have any. Because I paid it off. Dave Ramsey. Yes, I did have debt. Life insurance. Car insurance. Okay, let's talk about car insurance. Car insurance. What's my current bill for my car insurance? 2 cars, 2 drivers. What? Where's my Allstate? Allstate. Come on. Where's my Allstate at? I think it's at like $1,500. There we are. I actually have it down here somewhere. Okay, got it. Let's see. Where is my car payments per month? Oh, come on. Hey, when the computer doesn't respond. Car insurance. There we go. Okay. Average is about $1,500. Yes, that's fair to say. $1,500. Oh, here. The app popped up. Let's put in the password. I'm not telling you the password. $, log in. Ah, it's not the $. Forgot the password. Oh well. Okay, it's about 1,500. I have the numbers here. It's about 1,500. 77 per month. I don't look at it per month. I actually look at it per quarter, per 6 months. What am I at? Let's see, 1,500 divided by 6 months. I'm at 250. I'm at 250 per month. All right, guys. What did I miss? Let's see if anybody could pull out what I missed, because I don't know what I missed. You got tuitions for kids for school. You got health insurance. You got internet. You got mortgage. You got, what is that? Utilities, Easy Pass, gas, phone, groceries. My budget doesn't tell me anything else, just for miscellaneous, which anything else that comes up. Let me look through the miscellaneous categories. What do I have there? Barber, okay. Amazon, pharmacy, Dollar Tree. Yeah, nothing much more than that. Okay, I'm gonna give myself about $100. No, I can't. How much should I put in the miscellaneous? Geico identity protection. Really? Why do you pay identity protection? I don't pay identity protection. Oh, I didn't put life insurance here. Life insurance. Can't go wrong without that. That's about $200 a month. It's actually lower than that. What is it? It's about $130 a month. $130 a month for life insurance. Okay. Miscellaneous, we're gonna say about, I have to give it 500. There's no other real option to that. Okay. This is not a break the bank. This is just numbers. Let's see what we could do with that. I don't know if Kat's still here, and all you full-time people who are here, do me a favor. When I give you this number, just let me know if it is at all possible to pull this off, reselling. So let's go over the numbers while putting them in. You have $2,100 for tuition, plus $1,500 for health insurance, plus $44.99 for internet, plus $2,008.75 for mortgage. All right. What is that? Utilities. I keep mixing up utilities is $375. Easy Pass is at $250. Gas is at $150. Groceries is at $650. Okay, this is gonna be normal. This is gonna be bigger than my regular budget. Why? Because health insurance costs $1,500, and that's not an expense I have right now. That expense right now comes from the company, which comes out to about a grand total of about $350 a month. That's what it is right now, because I get paid. Otherwise, it would be through my wife's job, and it's about $1,200. You know, I'll minus $200 for that, because I have it at $500. Let's get minus $300. Let's minus $300 for that, because I could get it through my wife's insurance. So minus $300 plus I added the $650 plus the car insurance, obviously. We're looking at the same amount. And I didn't even put in miscellaneous. We're looking at the same amount. It's about $7,028.74. Is it possible, people? Enlighten me. Wow, that's expensive. What's my income? What am I making? I don't even know. This is. I don't even have my budget for currently. I did take a new job that took about $10,000 off my paycheck. But it pays off because I don't pay Easy Pass and I don't pay gas and so on and so forth. I am at home now, fully. So that's that. Actually, $740 items per month, and you'll live the same lifestyle. Easy. How logical is that? How logical is that? Dave Ramsey will tell you that you have too much house and your kids need to be public school. He would tell you to sell your car because you live in New York. Take a freaking bus. I'm lying. You know what? You're right. You are right, Cheryl. And you are wrong at the same time. Dave Ramsey holds very much so of religion. And this is another thing that dragged me towards him in a sense. He's respectful, yeah, that's the word. Respectful for other people's religions and things that go with their religion, in a sense that he understands that you have tuitions to pay for yeshiva, quote unquote, is what we pay for. Yeshiva is Jewish school. So that being said, I'm under the idea, I've heard it once, that he does say that you have to send your kids to the way you want to bring them up. It's your options, but you have to meet that expenditure. That being said, tuition is just going to throw me off for a while, because tuition right now is, yes, at 24, as at 2100, but keep in mind that when my kids get to high school, it's closer to 20,000 a year. So that's going to be fun. I don't know how it works with tuition assistance in schools. Thank God I haven't had that problem yet. I know I will eventually, but we're not at that point yet. So that's just where it comes and what happens. So I'm putting stuff in the 401k and trying to keep stuff as separate as much as I can on that. Too much house. Yes, I live in New York City. And I agree that if I was to pull myself out of my current situation, it'd be much different. But these numbers are currently to my situation. Hence, the salaries here are much higher. Usually a nurse elsewhere, not in New York City, makes an average between 50 to 60 a year. A nurse here starting usually is at 80. Now, keep in mind that, yes, our expenses are tremendous compared to everywhere else. So it makes sense that our income will be higher. Excuse me. That being said, that also plays facts into it. He'll tell me to sell my car. Yes, that probably would be a good move. I probably shouldn't have bought the car that I just bought. That's probably was a bad move on my part, and I probably should sell it. Take the freaking bus. For me, who actually lives in the vicinity and actually works from home at this point, I probably should. That's probably a good idea. Oh, where am I going? You can't forget eBay fees. Yeah, Paul, you are 100% right. Dave Ramsey calls everybody morons. So there you also, Cheryl. He's a big hypocritical turd. Interesting. I don't think so. But everybody's enlightened and okay to their own situation. Right, Cameron? No problem. I have no problem with you saying that. Respectfully, Dave Ramsey? Yeah. I've listened to him for a while, and I followed his way in certain senses. I took what I wanted to take, and I used what I used, and I think he was very helpful in my situation. I want to know why it didn't work out for you. Not logical at all. You can't find 10 $40 items currently a month. Yeah, unfortunately. I worked at Paul roughly 4 times your bills. He has great ideas about money, but on one side his mouth preaches and quotes biblical views, and then calls people names for their behaviors. It's a viewpoint. Okay, it's another fight. Cameron, I love you. Don't unsubscribe to me because of this. Trust me. Just stick with me. You got to take good and bad from some people, and you have to learn from everybody. That's the way I look at it. Dave Ramsey's idea of his baby steps is ingenious in my brain. He calls people crazy for their behavior sometimes. Yes, we went through this before with Cheryl. Some people need to be called crazy for their behavior sometimes. I think everybody needs to come down to earth. We're all up here, and we all need to be brought down here sometimes. I can't see my hand. Down there. And that's just the way it is. I mean, I think he and his idea of how he brings people down to earth is the way of calling people names and saying, you're an idiot, you're a moron, and so on and so forth. Drop the car, sell the car, and so on and so forth. But people need to be told that sometimes. I mean, he gets views, so I don't know. But I think his way of actually following baby steps and going forward with it is ingenious, and it works for me. So that's the way I hope. Haven't heard anything from Dave Ramsey in years. My ex-wife would buy weight loss books from Dr. Phil and clown with double chin. LOL. From the other side of his mouth. Not here. He'd also have to figure out where he's bleeding money. I remember before you said he's selling cost percent was too high. I'm not sure what you're referring to, Paul. What I come in on. Oh, what'd you come in on? Good question. I assume the title is hypocritical. After me doing my numbers, yes, it's probably hypocritical. There's no way that I could sustain living in New York City on full-time. Well, there is a way if I really pull myself down, and like drop the religion part and so on and so forth. But me in my current situation, as me being me with a $7,000 a month bill on my hands, I don't think it's possible. But part-time and work my ass off to make a part-time and stick with YouTube because YouTube will eventually make me 2 pennies. Then yeah, it should work. Cameron, I can't stand him, but I do listen to some advice. You know what? Look, there's good and bad to take from everybody. There's good and bad to take from me. There's good and bad to take from Cheryl. There's good and bad to take from Cameron. There's good and bad to take from Tommy. And from everybody else here on YouTube. You just got to take the good from the bad. Just listen to what you want to listen to. Follow the way you want to follow. And just be open-minded to other ideas. You know what? That's the way I look at it, period. You got to be open-minded to other ideas. If you're not and you're totally closed-minded and it's my way or the highway, then have a nice day. Have nothing to tell you. But you have to learn. We're all growing. We're all constantly growing. YouTube is a platform that we all use for knowledge base, period. End of sentence. So what it was mainly, how many times a day do you get stomped on something and say, okay, I have to go to YouTube to figure this out? Hence, the people who are making instructional videos constantly are getting the views. He's right about nurses' salaries being about, here in Iowa, it's about 50 to 60 per year, but the cost of living fourth in New York City. Yep. It's a fourth in New York City. That's what it is. Deeply hypocritical. Really? Okay. I guess he's really deeply hypocritical. I haven't listened to him in over a year, but I still have his baby steps sealed in there. Hey, Steve. Yes. Just came out of the pool. Wow. Never watched Ramsey. The pool, awesome. I need a pool. It's another expense that I don't have money for. Cameron, it's like YouTube and Santa Claus. Some just believe whatever people say. The truth. But, Tommy, this time I followed it. So sometimes I follow things and then talk about it. I could talk about credit cards all day also, by the way. I could tell you which credit card to sign up for, how to go about spending the money, get the points, and get out. I could do that as well. But we're a YouTube reselling channel, so it doesn't work that way. But yeah, you gotta take knowledge. You gotta take some knowledge. You have to be open-minded. You can't just be closed-minded. It doesn't work. Cheryl says, you live pretty cushy, to be honest. So either let some of it go, downsize, or keep working full-time and resell. That's a good point. think I'm going to stick with the second part. I do live pretty cushy. I have a house. I have my kids going to Jewish school. I have my bills paid, and I can't complain. So I'm going to stick to the second part. But I do work my ass off. Whoa! A lot of talking tonight. Philly Baker in the house. What's up? Thank you for coming and hanging out tonight. Hope all is well by you. Annie, I'm coming to Phoenix next week. Hopefully, supposed to be there Wednesday. Today, my daughter wakes up with a fever. Hopefully, it clears fast. Ouch. Holy smokes. Should we get into nurse mode? I did it last week. We went on, what do we talk about? Diabetes. Nurse mode. Let's do it. What are the symptoms, Tommy? What do we got? If you sourced a flyer in Goliath yet. All right. Dave Ramsey has never been poor. Okay, he's been bankrupt several times, but not poor. He's always had rich connections. So I take his advice sparingly. Credit is the poor man's best tool to wealth. Ooh. This is where I differ. I'm actually going to keep that on the screen for you, Cheryl. Credit's bad. And I personally don't hold of it. And people who do hold of it, by all means. I have tons of credit cards. Yes, but I don't keep credit. In the sense that I think even Tommy could agree with me on this, that he fought with me on my channel my video that I made on managed payments, telling me that you're not going to be able to get a line of credit if you don't sign up for a business. And I don't need a line of credit. My idea when it comes to creating a business or so on and so forth, even going to college, you got to be able to cash flow as much as possible. College being an expense sometimes is necessary. A lot of the times it's not. A lot of the times it's not necessary. But sometimes, like nursing, it is necessary. And if I flunked that test after the 5th time and I dropped it, I'd be in the hole probably close to 100K. But thank God I passed. And you know what? It's a risk I had to take. And it was a bad risk because I was very close to failing it out. And if I did fail it out, I would be in that hole and not in a good situation. I should have gone to cheaper universities. Yes. I should have probably found scholarships. Yes. I'm not that smart. I can't get scholarships. And I needed a school that would cater to my IEP and so on and so forth. So it wasn't really an option for me at the time. That being said, again, extenuating circumstances that had to be applied, would have been smarter of me to actually work my ass off to build that 100K, probably, because I don't know if I would have, I don't know how I survived it. I really don't, to be honest. I don't know how I survived it, but I did, and I got lucky that I survived it. But credit's not a good idea in my brain at all. I hate it. I grew up knowing my mother had bills and bills and bills of credit card bills and overpayments because of a credit card, you get in trouble with it. You go and you spend and you spend and you spend and you don't realize what you're spending on, and you go and buy groceries. It's as simple as groceries. It's not even going and spending at Macy's. It's just going to grocery store and saying, you know what? We need this for the week. We need that for the week. And just overspending on groceries. And holy smokes, I can't pay the bill. Okay, I'll leave it alone. Let me gain the interest of 29%. And I grew up with seeing that, and it totally pushed my mind against it. So I am definitely for the fact of not going into debt and staying out of credit. Period. Yeah. Sorry. Holy smokes. Jarhead walked in. What's up? Hope you're doing good. Let's see. Where was I? I was all the way up. Not that far up. Not that far up, though. Ooh! Lovely wife gives me macaroni and cheese. Hold on. Macaroni and cheese. So we're going to have a little bit of a mukbang here because I'm going to eat while we talk. Hold on. Booty credit cards. I had a Kohl's charge for a day. Opened it for the discount. Paid it in store. Closed. Not the best idea. Should have ground it up and left an open account and let it close. Yes. So I would never suggest, period, ever getting, if you want to get into the game of credit cards, ever getting a store credit card. It is so not worth it. Anything. Even the eBay credit card. It's like, why would I go and use a hard pull to sign up for an eBay card that will give me $50 when I could sign up for any other credit card that will give me cash back at percentages way over eBay credit card and get $500 bonus? It doesn't make sense. And yes, the trick is actually to leave the card open, do minimal spending on it, probably like $1 or $2 every month just to keep it active, then close it after the year or when the fee comes, and play with it that way. But I would never, ever get a Kohl's card. I don't care. I wouldn't even shop at Kohl's, period. No reason to. That's good. Vinny, I mean credit as investing and flipping. Real estate, for example. You borrow, invest, and it works. All right. Here we go. Return on investment regarding flipping and real estate. You got to start off small. My theory, okay? My theory. Not having to do with not cash flowing. It is cash flowing. What could happen on a real estate investment? If I'm just going to go right now and go into a real estate investment, the housing market could flop. Something could happen and boom, I'm stuck with $100,000 in debt. That's where my brain goes. My theory of a real estate investment is work my ass off a little bit here on reselling as a side gig, make by the end of the year, which is very possible, $20K. Okay. So that's for year one. Year two is at $40K. Year three is at $50K. And then make sure that I could afford a mortgage and put down the $50K and so on and so forth. Just keep building it that way and have other streams of income in order to pay it and pay the mortgage and make sure you're paying the mortgage. But mortgage is the only thing that I would agree with, truthfully. And again, I can't even fathom it. My parents were involved in it before, and that's why my brain goes that way. It's the way I was raised. You're not poor if you can cash flow college. I did not cash flow college. I paid it off afterwards. After a lot of sacrifice, living on a one income. All my income for the first year and a half went to pay my debt off. Period. We had one kid, much more less expenses. Tuition wasn't existent at that point. Health insurance was coming from Obamacare at that point. Easy Pass didn't exist. A lot of stuff didn't exist. But, well, it existed, but I didn't have that crazy bill. See, as life goes on, bills get higher. So in my stage at 32 in life with kids and so on, it's significant. So that's how I was able to pay it off. And I feel lucky that I don't have that payment. Because I look at people who do and it ain't fun. True. But credit cards, to me, just bad news. I'd be tempted, and that's why I closed the Kohl's account. There you go. There you go. That's the main reason that people should not get involved in the credit card game unless you have discipline. You're able to pay them off right away and get it all down. I have many credit cards, and I know the game pretty well. At least I think I do. Pork chops and mac and cheese and green beans for myself. Very, very, very unkosher. Pork, period, not kosher. Leverageability. Yeah, but what are you going to leverage? What do I need to leverage? Why do I need to buy another house now for an investment that could flop? I don't know. Do I want cash back or travel rewards? I'd rather the travel rewards. There's more bang for your buck on the redemption side. But cashback's fine. The cashback cards usually don't come out with like $1,000 in cash back like the travels do. Hence the transfer over. But I'm sitting on some significant points right now. It's not going to get me back and forth with all my family, but it'll get me somewhere. Ending my first Social Security check arrives in September. I'll take 75% now rather than 100% in a few more years. I lived that long. That's the truth. That is the truth. We don't know what it's going to hit us the next day. So we're going to break it down now. Do the math. How many items you need to sell to go full-time, Jake? That will be entertaining. Okay. Hold on. I'm taking another bite. My average sale, let's see. I would say is between $10 and $15 profit. Because I have some big items that sell and I have some very small items that sell. So it's right in the middle. I would say about $10 and $15 profit. Now, the profit we're talking about after fees. We're talking about after shipping. So we're talking about gross before taxes. Okay? So let's do it that way. So let's say half 15, half 10s, $12.50. That sounds fine. Okay? How many items do I need to sell? $12.50. So let's say 7,000. What do we say with 7,100? 7,100? 7,100. Divided by $12.50. Not that bad. It's per month. Hold on. Let's look at per year. Times 12. Wow, I can't even hold an inventory that big. 6,816 items sold. Yeah. 6,816 items sold. That means I should have about 10,000 items on eBay. That means I should have people working for me. There's no way in heck I can actually maneuver that number. Divided by 12. It's 568 items per month. Divided by 30. It's about 20 sales a day. 18.93, 19 to 20 sales a day. Wow. But that's logical in some people. Some people do 20 sales a day, but I don't think their profit margins are $12.50. Are they? I don't know. Cat pulls it off. Cat pulls it off. I need somebody working at 20. How the heck do you manage 20 plus another 100? I don't know. I don't know how you guys pull it. I don't. I vote for math. I did the math, Greg. Thank you for coming and hanging out tonight. Hope all is well by you. Leverage means using other people's money to build capital. How all multimillionaires make their money. There's no such risk in cash flowing when you're trying to build wealth. It's possible, but not a good move. Not using other people's money. I don't like owing people, period. So I don't agree with it. Sorry. But if they all do that, and you're right, impressive. That's without reinvesting a single penny back into the business. Oh, that's also true. Double that. There'll be a lot of VHS tapes. Yeah. Yeah, that's break even after bills. Holy shnikes. Oh my God. Oh, yeah, imagine returns. I had a return to a $60 item for a Game Boy. What the heck? Game Boy Advance. Put the model number, put everything in there, and I got a return. What's the return on? Hold on. Return request. Boom, boom, boom. Selected doesn't fit. Okay, that's fair. It doesn't fit. And what was the explanation? See return details. Hi, I didn't know that this version doesn't have a backlight. Unfortunately, that makes it almost unusable. Thanks. Oh, unplayable. Not unusable. Unplayable. Well, you should have known better. And how do I deal with this refund? Holy smokes. Krillin, you are so late to the game. It's like, where have you been? My fork dropped. Where have you been? That's awesome. You got to keep shipping. You get to keep shipping. Oh, I do get to keep the shipping? Well, it's if they return it. Interesting. Okay, well, at least they didn't give me the as not described. It's cool. Thank you for that one, Tommy. All right. I think we're going to come to an end soon, people. We gave you the breakdown, so that's impossible for me personally. And you know what I would like to see? What I would like to see on YouTube is, I mean, Cat broke it down. So Cat's a different story. But other full-timers, other full-time resellers. Some people are comfortable, some people aren't. We're breaking down their numbers. I don't mind seeing what it is to live out in Virginia or out in Florida, South Carolina, North Carolina. I'm only talking East Coast. Kentucky and whatever else is in the middle over there, California, what's outside over there. I want to see those numbers. I'm very interested to see those numbers. I want to see how full-timers actually make it and make those ends meet. I want to see Delaware. Tommy, I want to see exactly what are your expenses that are specific that you make it happen. I mean, obviously not everybody needs $7,000 a month. I have to gross $5,000 a week to keep my lifestyle. There we go. That's an answer for me. That's a good point. You got YouTube revenue. That's a big one. Rachel, I'm not even acknowledging your comments right now. Not acknowledging. Tommy, let her have it, Tommy. And that was an accidental click. I'm still eating my macaroni. I don't know how much time I have left because this computer's going to die. But that's fine. Right now, I don't do that. I did before I lost my account. Not currently full time. $5,000 a week to keep the lifestyle. $5,000 a week in sales. So I'm assuming that's about $2,500. Let's see. It's in 2,500 gross because it's about 50% turnover from, correct? Right, Tommy? If you want to do the calculation, 2,500 a week times 4 weeks. It's about 10K. Not bad. Not bad at all. Oh, you did it before you launched your account. I'm sitting on 25 a week. eBay's still building. Got it. Yeah. That's grossed. 25 reinvest. Interesting. So it's possible. It's possible then. Oh. It should start coming out of the woodworks and start going into full-time reselling. That then take taxes out, fees. Okay, I hear that. Oh, wait, so that's not fees? Well, we said 25, we said 5,000. Gross numbers always mean nothing, right? So wait, what are we talking about after fees? 5,000, I assume 25 gross because gross numbers before fees don't make sense, period. Everything has to be after fees, after eBay, after PayPal, which doesn't exist anymore, and after eBay, after shipping, and so on. Are we talking about what, 5K, and then which brings it down to 25K? 25K gross is what he said. A week in full time, but my situation is different. I don't need my reselling to pay the bills, except now paying my son's college. Okay. 5K, 50% in inventory. Not bad. Wow. But 5K a week is that's pretty. That's good. But how many items are you selling on that? That's just selling a lot of items, unless you just have high priced items on that, no? I'm just curious. Just finding out if it's even possible. This is good stuff. Sorry, I have to eat. Then 25% on taxes and eBay fees. Okay. I'm missing something here. Totally missing something here. You can't use that. That's weird. Hence, I'm not that smart. We're talking about 5K before eBay shipping fees or after eBay shipping fees. Let's leave taxes on the side for now. Depends. Wednesday I sell 1 to 5. Rest of the days is 5 to 15. 42 ASP. I don't know what the ASP means. That's gross. And gross is before eBay and... Okay, so let's say gross. Before eBay and before shipping. Before eBay and before shipping. So let's average the eBay before eBay and before shipping. Let's take out eBay fees and shipping costs. Let's say it's 50% of that. So let's say 2,500 is basically before taxes, after fees. Correct? I agree. I do it for fun. Yes, gross is total in. Okay. So, but we can say 2,500 is 50% taken off out of the eBay fees and the shipping. So we can say 2,500. Waiting for the answer. That's what they're talking about. No, 50% is only inventory. 50% is inventory cost. I'm too confused. What the heck is the profit? Net. Give me net. Net per week. That's it. What's the net per week? Do you get to reinvest into inventory? We're going to need him now. He's going to have to help us out. Yes, Rachel. The answer is yes. Tommy is as well. We're all waiting on Tommy's number. That one number. You were late and Kent left, Rachel. You're fired. That was a perfect put in right there. He's gonna have to make another live podcast. Is that kosher? Shemin's watching. Yes, it is kosher. There's no pork. It's just plain macaroni and cheese. Krillin, we were talking about how expensive. Oh, I'm overtime. Krillin, we were talking about how expensive Long Island taxes are. Can you tell them how expensive it is to live in Woodmere? What the heck is an ASP? My buy costs are usually 10 to 15%, but only 25 to 30. But ASP is only 25 to 30, but then I live in the middle of BF, Iowa. I don't get it. I'm missing something here. Net profit equals cost of the item minus the cost of the goods sold minus the fees and charges. Okay, I get that. So it's 5,000 gross. That means we could say that it's 2,500 net. And if we're saying that it's 2,500 net, and Tommy's saying the 2,500 has to go back to reinvesting into the inventory. Average sale price. So basically 25 into the inventory. Yeah, it's in order to build it. You need to do that for about a year in order to get that fully stocked. No? I mean, what are you taking out of the business then? You're just taking out you're able to take out. It's without reinvesting anything. 25. Oh, wait, is that cost of inventory? Yeah, cost of the item. Hold on. Still 25. It depends on the week. All said and done, clear. In my pocket, 1 to 1,500. You have to reinvest forever. That's true. Yeah. Well, let's see. The 5K comes down to 25 on an average, which is between 1 and 5. Let me see how you get to that. So on average, let's just say, okay, Tommy, how many items do you need to make 1K per week? Divided by, how many items do you need? We said 1,250 is an average, right? Divided by 1,250. You need 80 sales per week. I reinvest too much sometimes, though. I hear it. My net's usually 33 to 40%, never 50, unless it's a high-priced item. Okay. So 5K was cushy. 5K was cushy, then, yeah. Wow. Guys, you do a lot of work. I invest too much sometimes. I take nothing out yet. Reinvest because I'm still working as a nurse. It's all I'm doing. I just can't reinvest with a death pile. I need the death pile out first before I reinvest it. I am still picking up free inventory, but that's not good because it's just building the death pile. Especially when you're only listing 5 a week. It's not good. They're getting tired. I'm still building my store back up, mind you. Yeah, I know. Tommy had a bad situation, but you know what? I don't know how you pulled out of it. God's on your side, man. All right, guys. It's that time of night. Time to call it a night. Rachel, if you're still here, you're fired, but you're more than welcome to come back anytime. We'll figure out a topic for next week. I hope you guys enjoyed this week's topic. $7,000. It's what it costs. And don't move to New York because that's what happens here. Anyways, I'm going to keep it part-time. We're going to try to move it as best as possible. Stop binge watching movies and start listening. Yaakov, a question for you. You know what? Krillin, I'll wait for your question. Go for it. But ask it because I'm tired. It's late. I have something to ship. Only one item. But I only have 196 items on. I'm waiting. Krillin has a great question. I'm waiting for it. That's what I get. When I ask for the question, that's what I get. Georgia is more cheap than NYC. 5K is more than my yearly expenses. Wow. Yeah, look. I'm definitely able to make it out of New York. That's for sure. My friend works in Cohen's in LIJ. Okay. Everybody, Cohen's LIJ is a hospital. I have 15 minutes before this computer dies. So you got 15 minutes or less, because I don't know how long that really is true. It usually lies to me. So if this stream goes down and it becomes black, just know that I would have to run to get another computer to end it. New Krillin! I'm waiting. A lady asks for kosher food, and you pointed the Hebrew sign, and she couldn't read it. Okay, that's fair. Fair question. Okay, so not everybody speaks Hebrew, and a lot of the people are something called Baal Tshuvas, which means that they returned to the religion. Is it usually fair for people who eat kosher can read a Hebrew sign? So again, as I said, Baal Tshuvas, and they probably were raised not religious at all. A lot of Russians, believe it or not, they became religious after they moved to America and found religion, and they have no circumcision either. So that's another whole issue altogether. But yeah, a lot of them don't speak Hebrew, and a lot of people can't read. It's fair. It's usually fair. People who eat kosher, yeah, they could read Hebrew. I mean, you could also say that. Let's see where it is. That little OU over there. If you could see it, there it is. That little OU over there just means kosher, so they know what to look out for. I do, Jake. Oh, cool. But that's just what it is in the sense. That's probably what it is. It is fair to say that they should be able to read Hebrew. That's probably the first thing that they try to start doing when they become religious, because all the prayers are in Hebrew, and you should really know what you're reading. English and can't read, Krillin. Yeah, that's also true. I've heard people who speak English and can't read. I've actually seen people from who are my patients from like deep into China or whatnot. There's like a different dialect totally. Forgot what it's called already. Mandarin, Cantonese, and I don't know. There was another dialect, and that's what it was. They weren't able to read or write. Believe it or not, they can't tell you this is blue at all. So it was so confusing because they had medications they needed to take, and you couldn't just color code it. You couldn't. It was so crazy to actually deal with it. But everybody gets through eventually. All right, guys. Thank you for coming and hanging out. Hope to see you next week with another fun topic to talk about. Hope you enjoyed it. Krillin go live. That's what Annie wants. And I'm sure you'll get other people. But as it is every Thursday night, 9:30. See you next week. Hope you enjoyed. Have a great night, everybody. And a great week. It's the end of the week. Enjoy the weekend. TGIT.